I wanted to do another update video here. This one isn't going to be too extensive. Things have been sort of steady with the channel. Haven't reached 10,000 subscribers yet. Had one video go out, let's say earlier this week, that we put a lot of time into that didn't do that well. And then on the other hand, we had one put out a week or so prior that was really an easy one to do. I think the thumbnail and maybe saving images for it took the most work, but that video is now one of our most viewed of all time, and it's doing really good. So obviously there's a lot of figuring out we need to do there with, where to invest more time. And I just had a meeting with the guy I work with the other day, and we sort of are padding things out and trying to find something that will trying to find a better workflow where we're not putting too much time into videos that aren't guaranteed to do well, but at the same time we're not just like spitting out a bunch of videos and hope that something's gonna stick, because we tried that and it didn't really work. Like I think I said in the previous update, that sort of worked in the beginning where you just need to get content out there, but at this stage we're trying to find what's the best strategy. We're still growing, but I feel like we've got to be at another level, and we've really got to find that sweet spot of, what is the best content to be putting out, frequency versus focus, and as I discussed in the previous one, formulas, like formulas for coming up with different videos. And I think, excuse me, I don't know why I burp when I'm doing these, because I really don't too much, but I don't know if it's nerves or something. Yeah, we're basically trying to figure out a formula, and one of the things we've done is when we had that meeting, is I sort of laid out what I'm going to want to do for videos going forward. And I think one of the things we'll try, and maybe this won't be the case by the time the next update video comes around, is doing a series of videos, something like a bunch of videos that are sort of connected, that sort of follow the same formula, have the same information flow, have thumbnails that look very similar, and we're going to see how that goes. I have a suspicion that might do good. I don't know if the series we're specifically doing is the best one, but it's what we're going to run with, because it is an idea, and right now some of the other ideas for series I have are a little ambitious, but that's getting a little too sidetracked. There's like only so much I can talk about with it being an anonymous channel, and then it starts to get too mucky. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that I'm hoping helps with the flow is I've basically been like researching constantly on all different things with this subject, and I'm always thinking I need to research more and do more intensive videos and narrow in on a specific topic. And then I just stopped and I was like, at the point I'm at, I probably know more about this subject than most people know. Well, I can definitely say I do. Not more than most experts know, but we're talking YouTube. It's entertainment. And especially when I look at the comments and I look at what people are interested in, I'm like, maybe I can hold back on researching so much and just focus on extracting information from what I've already learned. For context of how much I research, I mean, sometimes it's active where I'm doing a video and I'm taking notes. I'm going back and forth between the script and whatever I'm reading. And then other times it's just like when I'm walking my dog, I just have audio playing in the background to help familiarize myself with these subjects. If I'm cleaning around the house, I'm just listening to stuff. Driving in the car, it's basically replaced listening to music. And I think it just hit me the other day where I was like, this is ridiculous that I haven't made good on this, that I'm like I know so much that's probably really interesting to people, and why am I not harvesting this information and doing something with it? And I feel like this is something I see a lot of YouTubers do. I think a lot of people get caught up thinking they're not interesting enough or what they have to say isn't interesting enough and they need to do more. A guy really like, I've mentioned him before, is Rob Egger. His YouTube channel is Collative Learning. He's recently started to do these long form videos where they're more casual, and I think he talks about observations about movies that he thinks are sort of face value stuff, but he basically said people seem to like these, so I'm going to keep doing them. And yeah, it's just funny because I could tell he doesn't think those videos are as good, but people really like them. I love those videos. I'll just put them on in the background. If I'm not doing research, if I need something to relax to, like as I'm laying in bed, they're really, really good. And they're really interesting. He's got a lot to say that, like, he's so entrenched in whatever he's doing that I think he probably thinks this stuff's boring, but I don't want to sound like I'm telling him what to do, but like, as a content creator, it's hard to like remember that, well, it's hard to remember that, like, where you are as this really in-depth researcher isn't where most people are. Like, once you've really got the base level research done, like, you've already covered what a lot of people don't know and what's going to be really interesting to them. And there might be some overlap with other people in the field, but frankly, this is a problem I have that I'm trying to work out. I don't think there's a problem with covering topics that other people have already talked about. One I could think of is Jeffrey Dahmer. He's a really interesting guy, and I love listening to documentaries on him. I've probably heard people cover the same information on Dahmer a million times with maybe a few little tidbits of new information thrown in there, and it's still interesting to me. I think that's something a lot of people take for granted, is how much people will listen to someone talk about the same subject just because they really like it. Like, sometimes that could be with listening to a bunch of people talk about Dahmer, or sometimes that could be listening to someone you like just dish out a lot of the same information, cover a lot of the same topics. I really think this is something people take for granted, is once the audience likes you, or likes your presentation, or likes your subject, how much you can milk that, so to speak. I don't, that sounds like a negative word, and I don't think it should be, because I don't know, I don't think there's anything sleazy about it. I think it's just something people really underestimate. They always think they need to do too much more work. I think that's all I have to say here. It's a topic I could expand on more. I'm sorry these update videos have been sort of like neurotic lately, but I've just had a lot going on, and obviously from sort of my neurotic mannerisms, probably not the best with dealing with it, but still getting work done with this channel, and I'm still getting programming done, and taking care of the dog, and all those things are going, so that's something. Anyways, I'll do another update video in a week, and hope it will be a little better, and I hope this is useful to people. I do see these get a few views. I really hope there's something to be gained out of these.